Okay, welcome to week 3. Now, all of your week 3 assignments are due on the 11th of September. We will not have a meeting this week, so don't worry about meeting on campus or on Zoom. However, if you do run into any issues, please let me know. These are going to be the 5 assignments you're going to have to do. There's ISTE videos to watch, a Common Sense Media link to look at, and a Pear Deck link to look at. Submissions for these will be placed on the Padlet link, and I'll show you that in just a second. You will also have to do some group work with some members of the class to create a digital citizenship policy, and you'll do that through Slack, but you'll turn it in through Blackboard. And the last thing you'll need to make is a copyright commercial, and we'll kind of discuss that as we go through. So let's dive in. So here's the week 3 stuff. The video will go right here as well as be emailed to you. Again, we're not meeting, so make sure you follow directions, and you can email me at any time. So right here, for assignments 1, 2, and 3, you're going to use Padlet. So what you're going to do is after you use these resources, number 1, number 2, and number 3, you're going to come up to Padlet. There's a link right there, and you're going to type in your responses there. You don't have to submit anything to Blackboard. There's nothing you have to do there. You just have to put it on Padlet. It should put your name on it, and we should be all set. So the first thing is the ISTE videos. So if I click on this, what you'll see is you'll have a video on digital footprint, online behavior, intellectual property, and digital privacy. So make sure you watch these videos. Really important as students are starting to get online, especially even in elementary school, but also high school. All the stuff that goes along with privacy, bullying, copying stuff, the behavior, and realizing that things that are online don't necessarily disappear. What I want you to do is look at all those, take notes on it, and then you're going to come into the Padlet, and I'm going to show you this right now. The Padlet is a way for you guys to post on here without having to do anything crazy. And you can see that there are 3 things. The ISTE videos, what I want you to do is summarize in a paragraph or 2 what you learned from watching those 4 videos. Okay, here we're going to talk about the Common Sense Media and the Pear Deck in just a second. But really, you watch those 4 videos, take some notes. What is something that you have learned from it that you could take with you outside of this class and into your own classroom? Going back to our content, so just waiting for it to load. Then you go to the second one. There's a link here for Common Sense Media Digital Citizenship resources. Review those. There's a lot of resources there that you could choose from. Post a response to this question on the Padlet. How could you use these resources with students? So again, you will come to the Padlet. You'll see that there's a second column here. So for Common Sense resources, just click on the plus button and add something to it. It should show your name on it, and if it doesn't, just make sure you type your name so I know who's posting. The last thing we're going to look at for the 3rd assignment is Pear Deck. Okay, so what you're going to do here is on Pear Deck, you're going to click on this link. You're going to go to the site, click Preview under Lessons. Read the entire slide deck. So it's going to be a Google slide deck. That's how Pear Deck works. And you're going to post on Padlet the answer to this question. How is the interactivity of these lessons helpful? Personally, I love Pear Deck. So this is something that if you can start thinking about and how you could use in a classroom, especially if you're a one-to-one Chromebooks or PCs to students, it can be very, very knowledgeable and really help you out. Okay, so again, take a look at it. I don't expect you to understand how to use it yet, but it is something that is coming down the line that you may want to look at a little more. Our 4th assignment is the group project, okay, digital citizenship policy. Most schools have a digital citizenship policy where it's like, hey, if you break the rules, this is what happens, this is what you have to do. Well, basically you're creating that. So you may take pieces from other digital citizenship policies from different districts and kind of combine it into one. So what you're going to do is meet with your group on Slack. You can always meet online if you want to. You can meet with Zoom if you choose to do it. But you're going to discuss there and plan a digital citizenship policy. You could work at the policy as a group. I know a number of people have used Google Docs where you guys can get all on at the same time and type things up. Or you might divide it into sections where you guys piece it together. It's kind of up to you. Based upon your knowledge from the articles on digital citizenship, which was before, make sure you create one for a school. Fictitious school, it doesn't have to be real. You could choose the grade level. It could be elementary, junior high, or high school. It's up to you guys. You should include action items. for students, teachers, and parents. A lot of times people will do is bullets. Teachers will model appropriate behavior. Teachers will not use or look at inappropriate sites, and so forth. I mean, you should probably get about 5 to 7 bullets. You're not going to cover every single scenario, but I want you to get an idea, what does that do? And then what you want to do after you do that for teachers, students, and parents, you want to include a progressive discipline program. What happens if they break the rules first? What happens if they break the rules second time? And so forth. At some point, you got to take the electronics away. So you want to say, okay, where do we want to give that wiggle room just in case? What happens if a teacher breaks the rules? What happens if the parent does something that's not right? How do you deal with that? What you're going to do is submit one assignment for the entire group. Work can be completed on the right submission box, so you can send in one Google Doc link, you can send in one PDF, one person can do that, or you can all send it in, just as long as your names are on it. As long as your names are on it, I'll know who it belongs to, because I also know who the groups are, which I'm going to get to right here. So if you didn't already know, these are the groups. So we got group 1, group 2, and group 3. I've already created the lists or the groups in Slack, so you should see week 3, group 1, and the 4 people should be in there. You should see week 3, group 2, and those people should be in there. And week 3, group 3, everybody should be in there. So make sure that you are communicating in that private chat with your group members. If you do run into any issues and you got questions, message me either on Slack, message me online, whatever it takes. I don't want you guys to get stuck, okay? I may not be able to respond right away, but please do not hesitate to let me know. And that stuff like that happens, and that's why I'm here. That's why they pay me. So I'm here for you. So don't think that you can't contact me. Now, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I may not respond, but I will try to respond if you do send me a message. But make sure you're working with your group, okay? And honestly, we know group projects, if someone's not doing their work, just make sure you get it done. And you guys can private message me like, hey, this person didn't meet with us, didn't do anything, and then I can go from there on my end. Okay, so please make sure I'll be able to see the Slack chat. So if I see someone not responding and not participating, then I kind of have an idea. Hey, that's kind of the record to show that you're participating. Okay, not expecting like you to respond to every single message, but make sure you're doing as much as you can. Okay, so going back to our assignments, once you complete the digital citizenship policy, then you're going to move on to the 5th one. First thing you want to do is watch this lecture on copyright and fair use. One of the big things today with technology is people steal stuff. They steal music, they steal videos, they steal ideas, and we want to make sure we protect those that make that stuff. A lot of times if you purchase something, then you have access to it and you can use it. But a lot of people just do steal on the internet. I'm not saying that I haven't done that with like Napster or LimeWire or anything like that, but you want to make sure that you don't want to put yourself in a predicament by using something you shouldn't. So definitely watch that. Once you finish watching that, you're going to make a 30-second commercial. I mean, I know it says 30 to 60 seconds, but 30-second commercial on one aspect of copyright law. Again, it can be one little thing. Don't try to cover everything. There's no need for that. Just one aspect of it, okay? So think small. Think small. Create a concept for your commercial. YouTube, there's a lot of 407 copyright commercials people have posted on YouTube, so you could see it for other people that have done this class before, so this is not the first time this has happened. Decide on a platform for your commercial. You could do an animated video, screencast, whatever you want to use. You'll create your video, export it to YouTube, so make sure you put it on YouTube just like you did the lesson plan, and then submit the URL to me on Blackboard. So if you do that, you're going to be all set. Again, 30 seconds. I mean, we're talking about like a regular commercial. So you can make it catchy, you can put music on it. I don't mind. I just want you to get used to doing something small, quick, and to the point. There are resources on copyright if you need help. So if you were to click on this, I just want to make sure that you have, there's a TED Talk, you've got Education World, there's a video on copyright resources, copyright and fair use. There's tons of stuff on copyright. It's amazing how many people don't look at copyright and realize how important it is to follow it the right way. But that being said, we want to learn about it on our end. Okay. Now, there is an opportunity for extra credit. I haven't decided how much or anything like that, but there's resources for online video creation to really get an engagement. So you can do animations, you can do music, you can do a lot of stuff. Your lesson plan was just a screencast, really basic. if you really want to take the time and learn and do something like really quick, like Animoto or anything like that, look at these resources right here. Pick one and do it. And if I see that you use one of them, I may offer some extra credit. Okay, so again, you don't have to. If you just want to keep it simple, you're too busy, do it simple, you'll get the credit for it. If you want to go a little extra, go for that. But again, I just want to make sure you start learning about copyright. So those are the 5 assignments you need to do this week. Again, we are not going to meet this week. Okay, we are not going to meet this week. However, if I see and you guys email me or message me and you guys all need to kind of sit down and meet, we can meet. Okay, we'll try to figure out a time when that will work. I can just tell you Thursday night I can't because my son has a football game. So as much as I try to do it while I'm in Delano, just not going to happen while I'm in the crowd, and there might be some words involved because I'm watching the game. So if there's another night that we need to do it, not a problem. I will try to make myself available for anybody that needs it because we're not meeting for the next 2 weeks. So again, if you run into any issues, let me know. Now, there was something that came up in our meeting on Thursday, so I'm going to go to week 2, and I want to make sure that you guys understand this. One last thing before we finish. In the flipped classroom and blended learning, we noticed that there was a problem with one of the links. Okay, so on this one, the flipped classroom scenarios, I believe that the flipped classroom article, sorry, I believe that the Edutopia link doesn't give you anything because I guess they might have taken it off. So if that's the case, type in Google flipped classroom articles. You might get one article from there, and that'll be perfectly fine. Something happened with the link. We checked it on Thursday. The topic's not there anymore. I believe blended learning is in there, so you should still be able to do that. But when it comes to the flipped classroom, just make sure you search it on the internet, and there's plenty of resources. If you do run into an issue, you can't find anything, let me know. I'll help you. Sorry, excuse me. I'll help you out. Help maybe send you a link to an article and everything like that. That's my job. I want to help you out. I don't want to make this harder than it needs to be. Again, if you have any questions, message me on Slack, message me on email. I'm here for you. Can't see you guys on Thursday. I won't see you guys for a couple weeks, but I'll make sure to be checking in. And if you guys need any help, let me know. Peace.